तत्परम्पर्याय विद्महे ज्ञानलिङ्गेश्वराय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुः प्रचोदयात्।
Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Songs of the heart-to-heart conversations with the teachers and mentors of the Gitananda Rishi Culture Ashtanga Yoga tradition. I'm very excited to be sharing this episode with you, with our beloved Yogacharini, Srimati Devasena Bhavanani. Namaste, Devasena.
Namaste, Namaskar, Vandanam, Vanakkam. Sarigama padani sa Sangeeta Namaskaram. Yogam Nada Yogam Geetam Sangeetam Geetam Sangeetam Yogam Nada Yogam Geetam Sangeetam Sangeeta Yogam Nada Yoga Sangeeta Nada Yoga Sangeeta Nada Yoga Sangeeta. Namaskaram Sangeeta.
Devasena, you're always gifting us with so much love and so much talent and so much skill. What an opening, blessing and boon. Thank you. I am going to share a very tiny bio for you, Devasena, although the longer bio will be in this video description. So I'm inviting everyone to then read the amazing life and gifts that Devasena is sharing with the Parampara and the world. Yogacharini Srimati Devasena is General Secretary of Yoganjali Natyalayam in Puducherry, India, and the jury board of, a member of the jury board of the Pondicherry Yogasana Association. Now, Devasena is a yoga, music, Sanskrit, dance teacher at ICYR at Ananda Ashram. She has choreographed and composed many beautiful performances of Bharatanatyam and Carnatic music, helping to uplift the youth of Puducherry, of India at large, and of the world, as you have performed around the world. So you're also the blessed Dharma Patni of our beloved Yogacharya Dr. Nanda Balayogi Bhavanani, and the blessed Shakti and mom of two amazing creatures, our beloved Divya Priya Bhavanani and our beloved Anandraj Bhavanani. So the list can go on and on and on. So thank you for being here. And okay, I'm very moved because you are my Acharini. You have taught me Sanskrit. You have taught me Carnatic music. You have taught me Bharatanatyam dance. And thanks to you, I have this beautiful name. And thanks to you, I am able to share Sanskrit with others and singing with others. It's all through your blessings and the blessings of Dr. Sir and our beloved Ammaji and Swamiji. So thank you so much for being here and everything you have gifted me and everyone. Okay, so what is your first memory of sound as a child, right? You grew up in a culture that is steeped with sound, with mantra, so tell us a little bit about growing up and what do you remember about sound as a child? Thank you.
Yes. First of all, I have to thank you, Sangeeta. And of course, Ammaji, Swamiji and Dr. gave us the training and a chance to teach all of us, teach ourselves and teach others. And they made the structure. So everything, it was possible because of Ammaji and Swamiji. Of course, now Dr. is, leading and giving the same pathway to go on in that route. Though I had the background in my family from the young age. So whatever I was interested in the young age, same thing I felt in many things I saw in the ashram. So that's the connection. It was just made me to, oh, this is my Bhumi Swargaloka. I found Swargaloka in the Bhumi and the Bharatavarsha. So I just felt it was very special when I came to ashram. But of course, in the young age, when I was born in the small village, and in the village I was maybe even when I was not aware of what is the sound and all, but still from the young age, I could remember from the temple, the big melam going on for the special puja, So the big melam going on, and the Nadaswaram will be going on. So those sound quite often from that Nada, quite often from the special pujas. So of course, when my father always, he was the Pandit in the family. So whenever he was chanting the mantra pushpa, Yopam pushpam veda, pushpavan brajavan, pashuman bhavati, evam veda, vradha evam veda, pushpavan brajavan, pashuman bhavati, nakshatrani ayatanavan bhavati. Like that, when he was going on with the mantra pushpa, so just like offering to deity. So that's what is strong in my mind, hearing the mantras. So that's the nadam I could remember from the young age, actually, because always we are living nearby a temple, around the temple, we are playing in the temple always. So that's the nadam with the instrumental and the chanting. That's what the thing always, whatever the program comes in the, when they're participating, performing in the temple, all like chanting. Like when they go with the songs and chanting, sing. So I was just brought up in the same atmosphere from the beginning. So that was my strong, in my memory, in my awareness from whenever the time I was aware of that nada. So from the very young age. So when I'm going again in the temple, my father will be going, Om Sumukaya Namaha, Om Megadandaya Namaha, Om Gajaganagaya Namaha, Om Vigneshwaraya Namaha. So again, the chanting always I hear. So that is the very strong. So still, whenever the chanting is somewhere, then my eye was just really pulled to that nadam very easily. So it's very comfort for me still. So every time any chanting or like singing, always it's with my heart, it's always very comfortable. So I was really pulled to that nadam always, still.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. How powerful to be born. You chose to be born into a family of a Pandit, right? That's a choice your soul made. And therefore, you can now share. There's so many questions I have for you, but how did you meet the Bhavanani family? How did you then, from that background and being steeped in such a powerful nada, right? What was the step to then apply that to the yoga path for you? How did that happen? If you'd like to share, please. Thank you.
So like when it was very small village where I born, so we are around the temple and we take the bath in the tank and we go to the lake to have the nice, long bath like that. So around that village, so from that village, other little bit bigger town, we moved to our own native town, which is my native town for my father. So when we moved, then again, I was really nearly to the temple. Again, I will be playing in the temple always in the school days fully. So our playground is in temple actually. Even after they finish the pujas, everything, but still we are playing there. So like that, when we are there in the town, from the town, I was coming to the marriage of my cousin brother, who is marrying the Pandit, who is doing the puja in the Kampisamy Madam. So Pandit daughter is marrying my cousin brother. So when I come to the marriage, I just came to because we don't know the village, because we don't know the way, because Pondicherry is quite big town compared to our town. So we couldn't find the address. So finally we are finding the address and coming in. So marriage crowd, so full, but still I could remember Ammaji Swamiji is the special guest there sitting like leading the marriage for the couple like that. So I remember, but I don't know who they are. And of course I saw Dr. is telling people, just helping the crowd, not taking upstairs like that. And also I remember them very well from the first time, because Ammaji Swamiji exactly in the marriage hall and where the marriage is happening, just in front of the Kampisamy Madam Samadhi, in the outside, in the front mandapa. So then I was very clear. Again, when I saw the structure Swamiji had in the ashram, all the asanas, the statues in the next to the pillar, and I was just really just my breath gone, just we feel like, oh, this is the place I was looking for. So just the feeling I thought. So then I was, asking the information. Then I got the information that every 6 months I can get the IV. They'll be giving the admission like that. So I waited for the few months. Again, I tried coming back. Again, whenever I was coming to the ashram, again, whenever I go to temple, I hear my father chanting the mantras. Similarly, I heard whenever I coming to the madam, again, the same feeling I got because Swamiji is going again with the chanting, Om Gam 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 Ganapatike Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapatike Namaha. Om Dam 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 Durge Namaha. So just going again with the chanting. Swamiji is going with the chanting again, sing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Nearly for the half an hour, he'll be singing the same bhajan, chanting again and again with the different namas. So in that young age, I felt even the one bhajan was so long. He was singing so long when I'm sitting in the puja. Then again, he go to the inside the samadhi and start the abhisheka. Again, they are starting to chant Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Kumbhava Bahe. Again, when the doctor and the Swamiji started chanting and doing the abhisheka. So just I felt, whatever I liked really. When from my young age, whatever I heard, so similarly I could hear the mantras. He's chanting, that's also chanting the mantras, and Swamiji also chanting the mantras and doing the puja. So similar thing I felt because whatever they are doing in my family is the same thing I felt here. So that is the first time when I'm meeting them in the marriage. After that, when it started to come to after getting the admission in the ashram, then when I started to come because they will be sitting in the puja first, then we'll be starting the 4 classes after. So we come first, then we go sit in the puja, we will be singing, Swamiji will be leading the bhajan, we will be singing with him, then they will do the abhishekam, we continue to do the bhajans, then we go to the yoga class, dance class, little break, and again the music class, just like that. So whatever I liked from the beginning, yoga, dance, the dance and music is with me always. Because in the young age, even I could remember the song still. The song is going in the radio because we used to hear from the radio always the music. My mother also always hear the radio. So I also, whenever the dance song comes in the radio, I'll start to move, dance actually. So even though I'm little bit upset, I'll go and sit in the one corner. My brother and sister may be trying me, oh, come on, like that. But I won't be coming. But when the song started, Sivagami Adavandal Natarajan Yenna Siva Nadamadi Parkattume Yenda Nudanadi Parkattume, just like the competitive dance with the Shiva and Shakti. When the song start, then I start move again. So then I will back to that normal, and I started to dance myself. So I was doing my own dance before coming for the systematic learning. I'll be just hearing the music, whatever the music way it's going. So according to that, I'll be just moving myself. So the dance and singing was with me from the beginning, very strong, very strong. Always I'll be singing, chanting in the temple. So because we are almost living in the temple some of the years. When we are building our house, we are almost living in the temple. So whenever the people comes, they are coming for the darshan to the temple. So they thought we are playing in the radio or something like that. When they see me, they say, oh, I thought it's playing in the radio, but you are singing. Oh, it's nice like that. So they used to ask me, oh, come and learn all the long chanting and all will be very nice. So you are singing nicely, you are enjoying the music. So maybe you can learn the long chanting like that. They used to invite me. Our other pandits also sometime when they are coming to the temple. So it is so strong with me. So very, very strong feeling. The same thing, whatever I loved, I saw everything, I heard everything in the ashram.
That's marvelous, Hasina. Thank you. Wow. How beautiful. How would you describe, I have a question for you, but it's made of 3 different questions. But how would you describe Swamiji's voice? How would you describe Ammaji's voice? And how would you describe Dr. Sir's voice? when they chant, not when they tell us that we're naughty, but when they chant.
When they chant.
Yeah, when they chanted or when they taught, right? Is there like the impression of their voice, especially for those of us who may not have heard them live, right? Because we can hear them through recordings, of course. But you experience them, right? You experience Swamiji's voice. You're experiencing Ammaji's voice and Dr. Sir's voice in your flesh. So what is like if you can, like, or a memory, right, of their voice or something that has sticked with you or has taught you something?
Of course, we are very young to understand Ammaji, Swamijis in that age, actually. So we remember them. When Swamiji comes, we are just stand and say, Vanakkam Swamiji, that's all. Then we looks like we are going blank, actually, because for us, it's very big. We are just like moving a hand somewhere in that in the floor, some of the corner like that, you know. That's the expression I remember. But he used to really talk with us nicely. He used to drop us in the home, and he used to tell, okay, come and sit. He used to allow us to sit next to him in the car when he's taking us to drop, or when he's bringing us from the puja to Aizwar, like that. So he was very soft, actually. So soft, very comfortable. But we were afraid, you know, like to go next to a big guru. We feel like, oh, we are very small, we are not really ready, something like that, because for us he's so big, like a mountain. So in the mountain, when you see, you will be somewhere standing very small, like a rat. He under the mountain, maybe going and hiding. That's the feeling we feel. But Swamiji's voice is really like is just give you the energy, like it make you aware, you know. With the voice, even you could, like, your voice really makes very soft. And if I am attending your section, really I will be sleeping. So not doing the concentration, actually. Because most of the time, even Renuka will be telling, oh, the Devasena gone to Nidra, like that, when you're doing all the relaxation, Shavasana relaxation, like that. So, like, your voice is very, very, very soft, and just like more than soft to make the baby's lullaby, you know, when you're, leading in the sections like that. So nice, so lovely. So, but Swamiji's voice is like, it's give you that, make you aware, to be aware. So that's, even though, because very, very, very small kids, we are not aware of what we are doing even. So, but I remember I loved, whatever I liked, it was that to learn. I was really craving to learn with someone, because I was doing my own dance, but it was like a craving for me to dance and perform everything. So with the Swamiji's voice, like, because he will be going with the kids, Sumayare, because to make us understand, even in Tamil, as we know, Ramana Maharshi says, Sumayare just means be quiet. So that's a word he was repeating most of the time in the classes. Like that, he was like when he's just telling even something, it make you feel aware, you know. Your system will be okay. I have to listen. That's the thing it will give you, to think and listen. Because Ammaji always says that hearing is different than listening, because listening is the more thing you have to really give your mind. Listening, you can just like hearing some songs, sometimes like that, just the song will be going, you're just hearing like that. So that's the thing. It was very strong in his voice. Of course, when he's chanting, really, because he also loved to hear the music. Always he chanted, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Whenever we are performing, he just goes, because if it is very good, then he feel really, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Always he does that, he chant that. Again in the puja also, when he's singing the Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Just like even for the Ganesha, because you know the favorite bhajans of Swamiji's, Ganapati, come, Ganapati, come. Just like he's talking with Ganesha, calling Ganesha. That's the thing we could very strongly, we can hear, we can experience, you know, with his voice. Of course, Ammaji, always very soft, and her voice really makes you like feel like motherly love, that she don't want to hurt. At the same time, she wants to give the care to you, the love. That's the feeling you will be hearing very, very clearly Ammaji's voice. Of course, Dr. Sir voice, you can just, it will be there. Of course, you, if you are really wants that, you really take that because easily it will easily attract you that to hear him and listen to him, to be with him. That's naturally it was for many people. As we heard the stories always, whenever Swamiji is going or waiting in the airport, we heard the stories always. Ammaji says many people around him always. Because by seeing him, even many people feel that Pranamaya Kosha, because we feel that whenever people don't know even about Swamiji, when they see the photo, even they could feel, no, oh, you are Guru, you are Swamiji. Like that, they want to see him, they want to know about him, because the Pranamaya Kosha is very strong, because he was the master of Pranayama. So that Pranamaya Kosha, that with the energy, you could really feel when they are seeing him in first time, even they could really feel him. So that's the thing. We heard the story. Many of them come around him. They want to talk with him. They want to be with him, around him. So similarly, most of the time with Ammaji also, you could find people always ask her when she's traveling the train also, like that. With Dux also, you know very well. Most of the time they want to be around him. And of course, all three of them very, very similar energy, because all three of them, of course, three in the birth path. And with the energy wise and the character wise, and the guna, like guna, they are really beyond the normal gunas. What we talk about the qualities, they are really more than the normal. They are really somehow we got the very fortune in other lifetime. Also, we all had some fortune, special punya we did. So that all we connected in this parampara to be all there. We had the chance to be with the same. All three of them, the parampara. So it's very, very something with Vishesha Purushas. All of them, Vishesha, very, very special.
Oh, thank you for this.
Sometimes we don't know the words actually.
Thank you so
Sometimes
much.
we don't know, we don't have the exact words or how to say, how to express. It's very, very difficult, and with the feeling, it's something very, very special. So I just live with the Vishesha, as we say in Sanskrit.
Wow, how beautiful. Okay, so this is our last question for now. We may do another episode with you because I love your stories and all. So,
Okay.
and so you are distinguished and very experienced teacher as well. So all of these experiences you shared are regarding you as a student, right? And you as a young woman growing up in the parampara and in your practices. But as a teacher, I know you have many, many stories as a teacher. What is the most important aspect of teaching, especially, teaching the youth and also teaching people like me, right? People who are adults from other cultures who come to the ashram and who are very open to learning, but also a little bit worried because we don't know how to pronounce anything and how to, you know what I mean? So what is it about teaching? What makes your heart leap? What gives you pleasure? And also, it's your dharma to teach. So can you tell us maybe a memory or a feeling or something that you'd like to share with us as a teacher of the Nadi Yoga and of the Sanskrit and all that, please? Thank you.
Again, because of Ammaji Swamiji, they had the strong and the structure they made is give us to teach the chance. We had the chance to teach, of course, whatever we learned with them. Because even though from the background of my family, I had the interest to learn and to do performance so strong in my mind, but still, because of Ananda Ashram, I had the chance to learn everything in one ashram. It's not really common in any place in the whole world, we could say, because very few places you can find like unique teachings you can find. So like when you can, because whatever I liked, the singing, chanting, dancing, and the Sanskrit, because my father always wants us to study in the Sanskrit school like that. He also tried us putting in the Sanskrit school but it was not really developed one. So few years we spent. Then we are go to the common school. Then in the college I continue because of the dance college I continue the Sanskrit learning also again. Again, I had the chance to continue the university also, but still it's very vast, as you know, anything in dance or yoga or music, it's very, very vast, like ocean. It's lot, very many lifetime even we need to learn to understand everything, So it's many things. So whatever the level we could reach, I reached. Because of the ashram, again, they gave us to perform dance like that. Singing, chanting, and teaching also. So in the beginning, maybe with the student, because it takes time to understand. And while started to teach, really you feel like always after the class it was more refreshing, like we got the energy actually. Ammaji always says when we are singing, chanting, doing yoga, we are creating the energy. Like when dancing also, like yoga, we have the like chakras, the energy, the point, everything is nourished with the energy because of doing the performing dance. Similarly with the yoga also. So the singing also similarly. So again with the chanting, because as Swamiji says, Ammaji also says when we are chanting, even whether you know the language or not, is really opening the cells. So opening your brain like that. So it's really give you the energy, whether you know the meaning or not, because it has that energy, strong energy to give you. So always we feel very refreshed after the teaching the class, even though before the class I was tired or not in the mood or even some pain. After the class, we don't anything. We forgot even what we had there. Little bit trouble, even it doesn't be there actually. We forgot even about that. So that much really it's give you the energy. So that I felt almost all the classes, even attending the class or teaching classes, every class, same thing I felt. And with the students, always it's very special, because we have the different variations of the students, Indians and other countries like that. Even the people don't have the knowledge of music or Sanskrit even. They almost come to the level that they could see the letters and chant, they can read the words even. Some of them reach up to the Yoga Sutra, the sentence even they can read. So up to that level, we try to bring them. So it was really, they reached in that level, means it really gave me the satisfaction. Again, who are not really, don't like to sing even when they are in the ashram, they started to really sing hear the bhajans, even though they don't want to sing. Some of them really, no, I never sang, I don't want to like that. Those people, even there were a few of them like that, not all, very, very, very rarely. We had only one or two like that, maybe in the year one like that only we had. But still, when they are nearly like after the half month, 3 months, first 3 months, after that they really ready to sing, even lead the bhajans. Leading the bhajans means really it's give the satisfaction, happy actually, because they could now they could enjoy and sing. Of course, they are leading the bhajans. That thing is like a total transformation we can feel, in with them. So like that, really, it's makes you feel like a more satisfied, more happiness. It's give you. So that even like a special thing we could think. Oh, see, in the beginning they couldn't do, but they can do now. They are dancing, and the same thing. Even though the people comes to the course, because Swamiji put music and Sanskrit as a compulsory, but the dance, some of them taking, some of them not really. But mostly dance class, like 1 or 2 classes, one by one leaving actually, not continuing. Very few will be continuing to the dance, and maybe because quite most of them, they did in the end of the 6-month course, they try at least one bhajan they will be dancing. So that even really like something we accomplished, something like that I felt really, because they could able to dance for one bhajan. That means even really I felt something big thing to them like that. Even for me it's happened like that. Even the students from the university, they come for that Study India program. Those kids also, they're just coming only for 4 months, not even 6 months, 1 semester. By the time they come and settle down in the Pondicherry, new country again, like our ashram people, at least our ashram people, they have a more structure and very intensive course. But the kids, they are just coming and they are just living in the university hostel, and they are coming for yoga and dance only to the ashram as we are. But still, they could also at least learn the small bhajan. They could learn the dance and performing and going means, because they are. I remember a few of them. Every batch, one or two of them will be really, oh, I loved that bhajan. I really feel happy after dancing with you. Really, we love you. You are a good teacher. Then it's really looks like, oh, something they could come to that standard. That means really like a changing, no? It's changing process we are keep on doing in our life to be better always, so that even for the next lifetime, whatever we are practicing, whatever our sadhana now is going to be with us in the next lifetime. That's why I always say, as our Renu Kaka, our old register used to say, it's not the first time in the lifetime you come to the ashram or you are learning the dance and music and this much. That means you are really already been in that your last lifetime. That's why you are still connected and pulled to that same sadhana, what you are doing now. It's not the first time you're learning. Same thing I felt with almost all the students. They are not the first time who are come to the ashram. Ammaji says actually, if they finished the 6-month course means, then really something really that discipline is there. Ammaji always says, if you can practice on your own, that means some discipline with you. So that I felt with me always, because up to the school time, I never practiced myself, only coming to the ashram class every Sunday. But after finishing the school, I started to practice myself yoga every day, morning and evening. I'll be practicing. Even after the marriage, I was doing, because Ammaji always do the morning classes as usual. Like even though 6-month course over, still we'll be continuing the morning classes like that. Maybe in the few years in the middle, it's totally stopped after having the kids, especially. But then again, with the Ammaji's force only, again pushing only, I could manage to be back in that track again. So she really helped me to bring back again, putting back us in the track like that. So I started my own practicing. Like sometimes I don't want to stop, even I will be going on and on, because I will be thinking, oh, if this practice I'm not doing means, then I forget. So like that, I must keep on adding one by one all the practices. So I'll be going on, and then when Ammaji comes and remind the time, it's stop, then you can do later like that, then only I can stop. So like that, sometimes I was going really quite long, because then I couldn't be the other schedule. Like that, I was always have that thing strongly practicing. For yoga especially I had. Even for the music, I used to sit and practice. But the dance, I never really, because always I used to think a lot about the dance. Even when I'm cycling, I'll be thinking about the dance. What are the item I learned today? So I'll be just doing my, this is like that. No, this is the expression I learned today. So I should be looking like this. So even when I was going in the cycle, I'll be doing my expression, That's a way I just used to enjoy the expression way. Even when I'm cycling and coming, even people just, when they're crossing me, they'll come and, are you learning dance? Like that, sometimes they used to ask me. Even in my own town, actually, everybody used to call me dance like that, actually. Not there is who don't know me even, because I will be singing and dancing in my own town, all the temples. Whenever the puja, very special puja, I'll be dancing there always in all the temples in my own town. So people used to call me always, Bharatanatyam, dance, tatitita, tatitam, diditam thing. Like that, they used to just chant the jati, That's the way they used to call me. The boys, just, they don't know me, they don't know my name, but they used to call me dance, diditam, tatitam. Like that used to go. But I was really proud of that actually, when they're calling me like that, because I loved that much. I loved the dance. So I was happy actually when they're calling me like that. Even Ammaji used to tell, when she's traveling, people used to ask her, by looking at her even, they'll be asking, are you a dancer? Like that. So, but she felt very happy. People when they're asking her like that. So same way I felt happy, even though people calling me just like that. Even when they're crossing me in Pondicherry in the cycle, they will come and, are you learning dance? Like that. Because always my hand will be doing some mudra, or I will be just enjoying my expression. Because those days when I'm still in the college, it was not too much traffic. I could enjoy my expression and go. Not like nowadays. I would really look every second, who is coming? Like Ammaji says, who is coming in the right, who is coming in the left, or who is coming in the front or up, even like that. So nowadays, very too much traffic. So those days, really, even I used to enjoy even in the cycling like that, because the nada, as you chant in the mantras, Similarly, in the dance jatis even, I remember very clearly whenever we go, because again, we are very fortunate to have Ammaji Swamiji as our guru, and they really showed everything, shared everything, whatever they had. So whenever Ammaji goes to her, the dance guru, K. Lakshman sir, she used to take us also. So we really had the fortune to learn under him also. So like when we are going with him, again when he's just starting, just he goes immediately we just be in the starting position. So he just start to chant that even make you okay, we are starting now. Just you will be going in the Arimadi. You don't have to say still you are not in Arimadi, still you are not in the position to start dance. You don't have to say even. So that's the thing we really felt with Swamiji, Ammaji, Dr. Sir, of course, Lakshman Sir also. When he stand, really you feel like dancing. That's why whenever we learned the items with him. Sometimes we have the notes, sometimes we don't. But when we put his song in the Ammaji, always record and bring. So those days she was paying for every record, every song even, but she was teaching all the kids free, including me. I never paid even 10 paise. No one paid in the ashram, Kamblisa Madam. They were just who were giving little bit dakshina. With that, they were managing for all the local kids. Everybody learned yoga, dance, music free. They didn't get the 1 paise from them. Instead, on top, teaching, they are giving their free clothes, free cycle to go to the school, free notebooks, and especially for the scholarship students who stayed in the Kamblisa Madam with them. And food, they are feeding everybody who were coming to the ashram, who were participating in the puja, or who were just coming like a visitors to watch the ashram, because they had the big zoo also, because Pondicherry never had the zoo. I saw one place they had the deers like that, some like a forest department office, something like that. They had the deeds. Sometime Ammaji showed for Divyanand. I went to with them. So I saw, otherwise we never heard any zoo like that. So usually people come to visit the ashram so that they can see the zoo also, because Swamiji had peacocks, deers, all type of birds, all type of duckies. The monkeys also jumping in all the trees, and the birds you can see all that. Of course, naturally the snakes also crossing when they are going by walk around the tank in front of the ashram, so they can see the snakes even. So like a forest one way, the zoo also. So it's really marvelous. Like, Trishanku, Vishwamitra made the heaven even for Trishanku. Even though he couldn't go to the heaven, the Swargaloka, he made the heaven in between. Trishanku in between, he made the Swarga for Trishanku, Vishwamitra. So quite often Ammaji and Dax also say, like Swamiji is like a Vishwamitra like that. So he made the Swargaloka for people actually here in Pondicherry, in the Anand Ashram. Thus the Anand Ashram is really like a Swarga Bhumi that's in our Bhumi.
Wow.
So,
wow. Devasena, thank you so much. We definitely are going to do a second episode for sure. Because I have so many more questions I want to ask you. But in closing this one episode, is there anything that you would like to tell, to share, anything else that you would like to offer? You've offering so much already, but I would like to give you a chance if there's anything else you'd like to add before we complete.
Yes, already people really had the chance to be in the lineage, including you. You are doing the yoga seva. Almost quite a few of them really taking very serious, and they doing the yoga seva. So I want to just tell, because even though because I'm not in the technique thing, I'm zero actually. So I cannot do this thing and that thing. If you are just put the screen, then maybe I can talk with you. That's all I can do. Because even the starting thing, Dr. Sir has to help me, as you know. So with the reaching is very easy now for the people, so that they can, because in the Anand Ashram, in the Rishi culture, Ashtanga Yoga, as Swamiji called his teachings, maybe for the identification, sometimes we are adding Gitananda Yoga like that. He won't be, happy to do that, but still, just for the identification sake. So to take quite few of them already, they are doing really the yoga seva, taking the teachings all around the world. So it could, maybe they can do that. At the same time, maybe they can help the ashram also in whatever the way they can do, because for Dr. He needed, because now with Ammaji's less help, he is like holding the mountain. Because maybe for Krishna, maybe he can easily do with his small finger, but as a human being in this form, he's really holding so much weight on his head actually. So it will be very nice to, whatever the way they can help him. So because as a family, we could maybe very little we can do, because his thing is very vast, because he's working, his brain also always work very fast. So some of you know very well about him, about his thinking and intellectual, or many of them now come to know, and quite few of you know. So maybe with the ashram help, whatever the way they can do, because some of them still they cannot travel and come, but still whatever the way they can go. So just for him, his main thing is Swamiji's teaching should reach. That's the main his sankalpa. So the same sankalpa I live in the end for all.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And that's definitely a calling that we can spread out, I think, more and more. So thank you for being in our lives. Thank you for being in this parampara, and for everything you're doing, and for, of course, being such an important part in Dr. Ananda's life, in Ammaji's life, in Swamiji's life, and for continuing the parampara through your teachings, and also by sharing of your whole, koshas, by becoming the mother of two beautiful children who are also continuing in their own ways the teachings of the parampara. So that is you have made this beautiful, and I mean it in the most possible beautiful way, the sacrifice, as in sacred, right, of becoming the mother and supporting the parampara in so many ways. So thank you for that too. I think as a woman, I appreciate you on many, many levels, and also I appreciate you as a mother. So I think it's important to honor that as well. So with that, we thank everybody so much for listening to such an auspicious session. And we are going to continue the series step by step, as Swamiji and Ammaji have taught us. Proceed step by step with care and quality. So we're doing our best, leaving the rest. Thank you so much, Devasena. Would you like to close the session with a prayer or a chant?
Yes.
For us and with us, please. Thank you so much.
Yes. Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Devi Narayani Namostute. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Dr. Swami Gitananda Giri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Om Shrimati Yogacharini Yog Pudve Kalemamani Pudve Shakti Shrimati Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani Ammaji Guru Mata ki Jai. Dr. Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani ki Jai. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om.
Thank you. Many blessings, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada. Ciao.
Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu sarve jana sukhinu